This is going to be a quick tutorial about how to manage discussions and also how to manage students in a discussion if they're being inappropriate in that discussion. So just a few things we can do in order to have some steps in our behaviour management in this platform. So I guess the first thing about discussions is making sure that you're monitoring them as much as possible. So here in my little Canvas course, I've had a discussion yesterday and I've asked students to tell me a joke. Mr. Wilson has put up a few jokes here. So if I'm not happy with that joke, what I can do is to click on the little kebab here and it gives me an option to do some things. So I can delete that and remove that entry. And I think the bit of this that I like is that I can just delete the bit from that comment that might have been inappropriate. So if there's a thread here where you've got a bit of text and then someone's written something inappropriate to that, I can just delete the comment that is inappropriate and leave the other important text there. If a student isn't acting inappropriately in a discussion, one of the things I can do is create some groups, and I can then in that group develop, when I create a discussion, that group will only be able to access their group's discussion board. They won't be able to see the other one. So to do this, what I want to first do is create a group set, and I'm going to call this, you can see I've got some groups already set up there. And I think by calling it something that isn't necessarily naughty children, then the kids don't necessarily know why they're in certain groups if you do that. I'm just going to call it groups because it's nice and generic. Once I've done that, I need to then create some groups. So I'm going to use lions. Once I've created the group, all I have to do is click and drag that student into that group. So I'm going to create another group, even though there's no one else in the course, called Dragons. And now I'm going to show you how this works when I create a discussion. So I'm going to click on discussion. I'm going to create a new discussion. The discussion topic's going to be about managing students' behaviour and how can you manage student behaviour in a discussion. So once I've done this and I go through, so I'm going to click it, this is a group discussion and my category for that is groups. So that's the group set that I made up earlier. That's really important that you've clicked that because otherwise it's just sending it to everyone. Then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make sure that kids are posting before they see replies, and I'm going to allow liking because that's what kids like to do on social media. So I'm going to save and publish. So when now I've published this, you'll see here that it's a group discussion. So each group only can see its own conversation for the topic, and here are the ones that you've created access to. So I guess the other way that you could use this is if you're creating some group work that you wanted kids to interact with, you could do it that way, or you wanted to tier the levels of discussion as well. So there's a few different things that you could do there other than just putting some stuff around if students aren't behaving correctly in a discussion board, then putting them into another group.